President Al-Assad receives new Chief of Staff of the Syrian Armed Forces. Damascus governorate rehabilitates Midan quarter and the citizens start coming back to their homes. Our armed forces clean Al-Qaboun in Damascus from terrorists, and in Aleppo, 3 pickup trucks of terrorists equipped with machine guns are destroyed. Good afternoon. Welcome to our news bulletin. I'm Dania Nizam. President Bashar al-Assad has received General Ali Abdullah Ayyoub, Chief of General Staff of the Army and the Armed Forces, General Ali Abdullah Ayyoub. President al-Assad provided General Ayyoub with his directives, wishing him success in his duties. People's Assembly on Sunday held the meeting of the first exceptional session to discuss a number of legislative decrees issued by the President and the government statement. The People's Assembly started the session by condemning the criminal act that targeted the National Security Building in Damascus last Wednesday. Members of the Assembly also listened to the government statement read by Prime Minister Hijab. The statement included the government's vision of the current crisis and its directives to address the impact and the urgent issues such as providing gas, fuel, oil and food, as well as maintaining control of the prices and the rehabilitation of the infrastructure and public facilities that were destroyed by the terrorists. They also discussed the return of displaced residents to their houses and the government's vision and directives concerning the services and economic sectors and those related to the financial, monetary and investment policies, as well as issues of administrative reform and the process of human development. Mr. Hijab added that the government will work through the Ministry of National Reconciliation and in cooperation with all institutions and all spectrums of society to promote the national unity in order to hold a public conference for national dialogue very soon. Dr. Hijab said that the government confirms its utmost appreciation and support to our armed forces, which stand firm in the face of internal and external challenges. The Syrian armed forces cleared Al-Qaboun neighborhood of the armed terrorist groups which were running amok in it, terrorizing the locals and vandalizing it. The authorities managed to eliminate a large number of terrorists and arrested others, confiscating their weapons and restoring security to the area. An official source said that the authorities confiscated large amounts of automatic rifles, machine guns, Cobra missiles, mortar launchers and large amounts of ammunition, in addition to wireless communication devices, computers, cameras, military uniforms, protective masks, stolen ID cards and passports, and stolen medical equipment and medicine. Our armed forces restored the security and stability to the neighborhood surrounding the Midan area after they cleansed it of the remnants of the terrorists. Now the Midan and the neighborhood districts is witnessing the security and stability where residents begin to return to their homes. The workshops and maintenance works in the province of Damascus started since the early morning hours, working at full capacity to speed up the rehabilitation of the neighborhood and clean it from the devastation and destruction left behind by the terrorists, as well as returning it to its previous status. Governor of Damascus, Dr. Bishr al-Sabban, stressed that normal life will be back to Al-Midan neighborhood in 5 days maximum by the time maintenance works will have been completed. In a statement to journalists following a tour in the mentioned neighborhood, Dr. Sabban said the governorate has employed all its capabilities and workshops along with those of the helping national institutions to finish their work in the specified time to ensure the return of the residents to Al-Midan to practice daily activities as normal. He noted that the governorate's priority right now is to restore electricity to the neighborhood and secure food materials to ensure a strong return of residents, which has so far reached 15%. Meanwhile, a group of youth carried out a campaign to clean the area. One of the participants said that the group contained about 20 persons who started to help cleaning workers and sanitation workers in cleaning the streets and removing dirt and garbage accumulated in the area during the last few days.
In the area from the armed terrorist groups, life returned to normal in Al-Maidan neighborhood and its surrounding, thanks to the courage of our armed forces who repelled those terrorists so that residents of the neighborhood started to return to their houses.
Thank God, people today in the first day of Ramadan started to return to their houses. May they continue the month well. Thank God, things are better now. At least we are safe. I can go safely outside now. God willing, the situation is well. We return to our house now. Best wishes in Ramadan.
We returned safely to our houses in Maidan, thanks to the Syrian Arab army, who purged it from the terrorists. Thanks to the army, may God save them. Thank God, we are well and safe. Thanks to the Syrian Arab army, we returned to our houses safely. We arrived safely, thank God.
We thank the Syrian Arab army, who purged Al-Maidan from those terrorists, from the armed terrorist gang, who destroy our houses. May God not help them. God be with army, who purged the area from the saboteurs, who wreaked havoc and displaced us.
May God help you. May God grant you victory. May God destroy the liars. May God help you. The boots of the soldier are better than hundreds of those bastards. May God protect you. We are returning to Al-Hajar al-Aswad.
The maintenance workshops in Damascus Governorate started since the early morning to work in full capacity to speed up the rehabilitation of the neighborhood and to clean the traces of destruction and rubble left by the terrorists.
During their work to clean up Al-Maidan neighborhood in Damascus, the Syrian armed forces uncovered a warehouse used by terrorists containing weapons, military equipment, grenades, mortar launchers and military uniforms. A source told news reporters that these items were smuggled into the area and stockpiled in the warehouse by the terrorists over time. A source at Homs Central Prison refuted the reports spread by some media sources and the false news about defections or a riot in the prison, affirming that what actually happened was a normal fight among inmates, which was resolved. An officer at the prison told the Syrian TV that the news spread by these channels, which are accomplices in the aggression against Syria, lies to which the Syrians are accustomed, and that what actually happened was an altercation among inmates, which was dealt with by police forces in cooperation with the prison director and the Homs Attorney General. Ahmed Rifai, one of the prisoners, told the Syrian TV that what happened was a fight between prisoners in the drugs ward and a nearby ward on Friday, and that the police forces intervened and resolved the problem, adding that there has been no other problem in the prison. Mohammed Lali, another prisoner, corroborated that account by saying that there was a problem between some of the prisoners, which was resolved by the prison director, the Attorney General, prison officers and police personnel. Authorities today clashed with armed terrorist groups in Qibtan al-Jabal to the north of Aleppo and destroyed 3 pickup trucks equipped with machine guns, causing heavy losses among the terrorists. A source in the province told Sana reported that terrorists Mahmoud al-Ashqar, leader of a terrorist group, and Omar al-Ahmad were among the dead. The source added that the authorities also confronted an armed terrorist group in Hayyan area to the north of Aleppo, killing 5 terrorists, 2 of whom are non-Syrians, in addition to seizing 4 guns and an American sniper rifle inside their car. In the same context, the authorities set up several ambushes for armed terrorist groups in Haritan town, killing dozens and wounding others. People of the occupied Syrian Golan renewed their support strongly for their country, Syria, in the face of aggression it is suffering from, due to external forces that are hostile to the rights of Arabs and to that the terrorists and mercenaries who are used as tools. Hundreds from the Golan took part in the process, during which the national flags were hoisted, rejecting any foreign intervention in the affairs of their country and their support for the valiant efforts of our armed forces to pursue terrorists until the return of security and safety to our cities and our villages. With this, we conclude our news bulletin for today. For more news about Syria and the region, you can visit our website, syriaonline.sy. And now over to our economic news with Vani after a short break. God bless you and God bless Syria. President Al-Assad receives new chief of staff of the Syrian armed forces. Damascus governorate rehabilitates Medan Quarter and the citizens start coming back to their homes. Our armed forces clean Al-Qaboun in Damascus from terrorists, and in Aleppo, 3 pickup trucks of terrorists equipped with machine guns are destroyed. President Assad provided General Ayyoub with his directives, wishing him success in his duties. People's Assembly on Sunday held the meeting of the first exceptional session to discuss a number of legislative decrees issued by the President and the government's statement. The People's Assembly started the session by condemning the criminal act that targeted the National Security Building in Damascus last Wednesday. Members of Good afternoon. Welcome to our news bulletin. I'm Dania Nizam. President Bashar al-Assad has received General Ali Abdullah Ayyoub, Chief of General Staff of the Army and the Armed Forces, General Ali Abdullah Ayyoub.